On Tuesday evening, the House and Senate each spent well over an hour debating a bill for property tax reform. Both bills passed initial votes, and as currently written, they have several differences but share an underlying structure.
I think we're getting to a spot where we've got a product that the vast majority of the legislature can agree on.
The House voted 80-20 Tuesday evening to advance Senate Bill 524, which House Majority Leader Steve Fitzpatrick called the flagship bill. Meanwhile, the Senate narrowly endorsed House Bill 231 on a 26-24 vote, after initially voting it down last week.
We're approaching this from both chambers, and at this point it's a little hard to predict what the final outcome is going to be.
Both bills now introduce homestead tax rates that would give a tax advantage to Montanans' primary residences, long-term rentals, and small commercial properties. And both have a one-time rebate of up to $400 for this year. But there are differences. SB 542 would institute a different rate system for the first year, because it might be too late to get homestead rates in place this year. It can be difficult to analyze exactly how a property tax bill would affect an individual property owner. Each type of property has a tax rate. That rate multiplied by the property's assessed value is the taxable value, and the taxable value multiplied by the mill rate gives the annual tax. If a bill reduces the tax rate, local governments might adjust their mills to keep their revenue steady. So cutting the residential rate in half doesn't necessarily translate to a 50% cut in taxes. Fitzpatrick said a Department of Revenue model estimated the homestead rates could lead to around a 30% tax reduction for an average Montanan's primary home. But they would shift some of the tax burden to other types of property. Groups led by the Montana Chamber of Commerce sent a letter to lawmakers expressing concern about how SB 542 would affect businesses, farms, and ranches. But supporters of these bills say some of those taxpayers saw their property taxes fall in recent years. SB 542 and HB 231 will each need to pass a final vote in their current chamber before going over to the other. If that chamber votes to accept the current version, the bill could be on its way to the governor fast. If not, there'll have to be a conference committee to sort out the differences. In Helena, Jonathan Amberian, MTN News.